Our beautiful souls, God Day, beautiful souls, God Day. What really irks me, and it shouldn't irk me, because this separates karmics from chosen ones, is when, well, I'm unbothered by it, but I'm also annoyed by it because people don't want to be who they really are, at their soul's core. Y'all want to skip healing and be someone else instead of being who you really are, who God called you to be. You have clairsentience, you have clairaudience, you have clairgustance or claircognizance, inner knowing. You know what you know. And it's accurate, but you don't want to trust it. You ignore it. You want to open this so bad, but you don't want to. You want to open your third eye so bad, but you ain't healed. You have not healed, but you want to open your third eye so bad. Not knowing that this, your crown, Spirit gives you messages when your crown is activated. Spirit sends you messages through your crown. Spirit sends you messages through your clairgustance. No. Your clairgustance is a gift. Clairsentience, clairfeeling. You feel what you feel. It's all a gift. It's a gift from God. Clairsentience, clairgustance, claircognizance, inner knowing. Clairaudience, hearing spirit, hearing your guides, hearing your angels. But you want to open this up without doing the work, without working all of your gifts like a muscle. Like the third eye is so trendy. Oh, I want to open my third eye so bad. It's trending, right? It's trending. Everybody wants to open their third eye instead of activating that crown and getting messages from spirit or instead of tapping into their clairsentience, instead of tapping into their inner knowing, their intuition. Or instead of healing, you want to open your third eye instead of healing. I was going to say, what is this? I'm going to say anyway, where's this world coming to? When people want to open their third eye instead of heal their past trauma. You can't open your third eye without this, without healing your heart, without healing your past trauma. It takes too long. Maybe you ain't built for it. Maybe you're not built for it. Healing is an ongoing process. Healing is an ongoing process. If you don't want to heal past your trauma because it takes too long, you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention. Healing is the key. Healing your heart is the key to activating your gifts. And it's going to take as long as it takes. Oh, I don't like this I don't like spirituality, this new spirituality, this new age spirituality. Of course you don't like it because you don't want to heal. Of course you don't like it. Calling it new age. Spirituality has been here longer than Christianity. Longer than religious and religion. Let me see that. Spirituality has been here longer than religion. And calling it new age just because you don't want to heal. You don't want to do the work. You just want to do spells. But you can't do spells without the work. So either you want to be a chosen one or a karmic. Because we are all chosen. We all have gifts. You have clairsentience and you have a question in your mind. Ask that question to yourself. Say it out loud. Ask the question. Breathe in, breathe out for 5 intervals. And then feel the answer. Don't think. Feel the answer. Because it's called clairsentience for a reason. Well, I think yes. No, you have to feel the answer. Feel the answer. Every gift that we have is precious. It's not all about the third eye. It's not all about the third eye. Every gift we have is precious. Clairaudience. You want to hear spirit clearly. You want to hear your angels, your archangels, your ancestors clearly. When I started, back in 2022 or 2021, I went to the bathroom often. I mean, like often. Every time I wanted to hear spirit, I went to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom several times a day. Several times a day. Go to the bathroom as often as you can. That's the best place to hear spirit. Or either go outside. Do both. Because they speak to you through the wind. They speak to you through the wind too. Don't stop going outside. Don't stop going to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom as much as you can. Go outside as much as you can until you hear your spirit team clearly without having to go outside without having to go to the bathroom. That's what I did. Claircognizance and the knowing. I can't tell y'all. I guess I'll upload this on YouTube. This is getting too long for a TikTok. I can tell y'all how I strengthen that. It's like you have to work each gift like a muscle. Every gift is precious. It's not all about the third eye. When people go live, when people say what they see, I want to open my third eye so bad so I can see like her or see like him. You need to heal. You need to heal. If you really want to be like us, you need to heal. Because that's what we did. We healed for years. We did the work for years. We did the work for years before we came on live and helped people. We did the work for years. I did the inner work, the shadow work, the inner child work for years. I did the healing for years. And healing is hard. It's going to be hard. It's supposed to be hard. That separates the strong from the weak. It's supposed to be hard. If it was easy, everyone would do it. If it was if it was easy, everyone would do it. It's supposed to be hard. It separates God's soldiers from karmics. I lived with my mother for years. I was in my own apartment. I was comfortable in my own apartment. I moved here. I didn't want to move here. I didn't want to live with my mother. But God said, you have to be uncomfortable. You have to be uncomfortable. Some of y'all ain't willing to be uncomfortable. That's your problem. You're not willing to be uncomfortable. You're not willing to be uncomfortable enough. So God told me I had to be uncomfortable. So I lived here. I moved here. I was in a box for years. Of course, I was too comfortable not to notice. But when I came here, this was my first dark night of the soul. I was on edge. I was angry. All the time I had a bad temper. I was toxic. I was unhealed. I'm not a, I don't, I'll share whatever. I'll share my story. I would share my story. I don't care. I was toxic. I was unhealed. I was angry all the time, upset all the time. Me and my mother were arguing all the time. She would start it. I would finish it. And there would be times I would start it. Because I was toxic. I was unhealed. I was in a toxic. It's like I was born into a toxic family. And that's all I knew. I didn't know anything about real love. Aside from my grandfather who actually showed me real love. I studied with Jehovah's Witnesses. I studied with Mormons. I studied with Baptists because it's all God. And y'all want to put a stamp on it like this is the true religion. Everyone wants to say, this is our church, our religion is the true religion. No religion is the true religion. It's all God. God is in everything. I visited her church. She wanted me to be baptized. I said no. Because I visited her church I think it was every Sunday. Every Sunday. 2015 to 2016 to 2019, I think. I don't know, it's been so many years, y'all. I don't know. I shifted too many timelines. It's like, I don't know. But I'm being honest. I visited her church every Sunday or every other Sunday. And it was nice. But I kept looking at my imaginary watch because I didn't have a watch. But I was like, when is this going to be over? Because to me, it was all a show. It was all a show, and church is all a show. Pastors preaching. This pastor was jumping on chairs to preach his sermon. The Holy Ghost moment, people catching the Holy Ghost, speaking in tongues, but they weren't truly speaking in tongues. They're speaking in demon tongues. Church didn't work for me, so that's why I studied with Mormons. I studied with Jehovah's Witnesses. That didn't work for me. I liked Kingdom Hall. I liked the fact that they studied the Bible and there was no show. But it didn't work for me. In the end, it didn't work for me. Studying with Mormons didn't work for me. I was in the box. I told y'all I was in the box for years, right? Until I came out. I finally came out. I even thought about unaliving myself more than once. When I came out, I started listening to more Devon Franklin because I saw God in him. I don't know if I see it now. I had to see him to know. But his sermons on Facebook, YouTube, his Black Table Talks with Dondre Whitfield, if y'all remember, on Instagram. I think it was 2019 and 2020, I'm not sure. But if y'all remember, comment it below if y'all remember. And I got his books. They're free. And he inspired me more than he knows. Right? So I read Live Free. I wasn't on TikTok yet. I did get on TikTok because this creator I was following, subscribed to, Kimberly Sherrill. I was like, let me get on TikTok. Okay, I'm here. And then I saw this video of this man, this mature man. And he said, like, write down 3 of your goals, and then circle one of them that would change everything for you. He didn't mean money. He did not mean money. It was like, circle one of them that would change the trajectory of your life. And people think it's money, but it's mindset. People think it's money, but it's mindset. Change your mindset. So I circled Live Free. I circled Live Free. I taped it to the wall. And then one day I smiled at it, but I really wasn't living free. But that got me to my healing journey. That got me to my healing journey. I tried to bypass my healing because it was hard. Like I said, healing is hard. Uprooting all the trauma, all your past trauma that you had buried. But it's worth it. If you want to, it's worth it to heal. To know who you are. It's worth it to heal, to know who you really are at the core of your soul. I'm gonna rest after this. So I didn't bypass it. I mean, I did try to bypass it, but I didn't bypass it. Because I didn't want to be fake. I was like, church didn't work for me. Jehovah's Witnesses didn't work for me. Studying with Mormons didn't work for me. This had to work for me. This journey had to work for me. So I did the work. I'm not gonna lie, I was hard-headed. My spirit team can tell you some stories. Okay? Because in the beginning, I was hard-headed. I had tower moments. They set me down so many times, and they made my behind soft. I did the work for years. I did the shadow work. What I did was I laid down and said everything my inner child was feeling. Like I never felt loved. I never felt safe. And when I mean by safe, nobody touched me, thank God. But I never had a safe space to express myself. I never felt safe around people because the people I was around, it was toxic love. It wasn't real love. It wasn't real love aside from my grandfather, which I call Daddy, because my father passed when I was 9. Aside from him, everyone else around me was giving me toxic love. And so yeah, I never felt understood. I never felt seen, like really seen. When I say seen, I mean like really seen. Somebody saying I see you, I really see you, you know. Um, then I healed. I healed for years. I healed for years. Then I healed some more. Then I cut my hair. I reinvented myself. Every time I cut my hair, I reinvent myself. That's like closing. That's like what's the word? Closing a cycle. Because restore trauma. Our hair stores trauma, right? So that was like a release for me. Every time I cut my hair, I smiled because it was a release for me. The first time I cut my hair, I cut my hair so short. If y'all followed my on account, the followers from my old account that got bananaed, they already know. They already seen it. Um, and it was a release. And then I cut my hair again when it started to grow back. And then I dyed my hair green to heal my heart. I used color therapy to heal my heart. To heal my heart. I reprogram my ego. Because your ego doesn't really protect you. I mean, their job is to protect you from hurt, right? But they're not really protecting you, they're harming you. Because they're protecting you from feeling what you need to feel. I did a lot of work for a lot of years. I healed for years. I healed for years. I shifted timelines. I jumped a timeline. That's why, like, remembering the past, like, putting a timestamp on it is hard. So it's not easy. Healing is not easy. It's hard. But that is what separates the chosen ones from the karmics, the strong from the weak. I really want to do this class. Like, teach people how to tap into their divine senses instead of like skipping ahead and trying to take somebody's destiny. Um, what else? I healed for years. For years. In 2022, I was still healing. When I started going live, I did like yes or no. Yes or no, started out with yes or no questions. And then I went on somebody else's live and they triggered me, but it was a test, right? And then my guys were like, yeah, you should do it. You should do readings. You should do mediumship. Oh, I meant, I didn't want to do mediumship at first. I ran from it. But they pushed me. They pushed me like every live, 2022, 2023, every live I did. Somebody came in from the other side, like a crossed over little one. And I was like, You want to communicate with her? Okay, damn. You want to communicate with her? Okay, damn. Okay. They push me, but that's what spirit guides are supposed to do. That's what your ancestors are supposed to do. Like guide you, push you on your path. Because you have a destiny that's just yours. And you need to know you need to know who you really are. You need to know who you really are without your parents, without your friends. I mean, maybe I'm not saying it right. You need to know who you really are aside from what your parents tell you, what your friends tell you. You need to know who you really are at the core of your soul. You came here with a purpose. You came here for a purpose. And it wasn't to be ordinary. It wasn't to fit in. It wasn't to stay behind. It wasn't to be a robot. It wasn't to work for a living. It wasn't to work for nobody forever. It wasn't to work for somebody forever. Like your parents. It was something different.